Hi guys, and welcome to Monday's Book Thoughts. Today's Book Thoughts is catching up with book series or finishing book series up to date. So I have my little list of what series I am meant to be reading, and my lists have just dropped off the front. How lovely. And what other books are coming out that I want to read and what read-alongs I'm doing. I'm taking more time to be organised than I previously had been, which I'm hoping is going to work out. So with my idea of catching up with book series was originally started partly due to the previous month when I talked about challenging oneself and how I decided to try and challenge myself monthly instead of having a big group of resolutions to do, because my 10 resolutions, I think I will only manage to do about 5 of them at the end of the year, which I think is still quite good, but I wanted to do something that I felt would suit me more than my overachieving ideas. And also this was started because Deanna at Paperback Daydreamer is doing a Lord of the Underworld month where she's trying to read them all, because the newest book, The Darkest Surrender, is out on the 30th of September, and Deanna, well, I don't think it's out on the 30th, but I'm not sure actually. I've got it down as the 30th, but that could be the UK date, so sorry. Anyway, so Deanna wanted to catch up on the rest of the series for then, and I asked if I could do it along with her and post some reviews at the same time, because I'm only 2 books behind from The Darkest Surrender, and me and Deanna thought it would be quite fun to do together. And so that started off on me looking at other series that I'm behind in that I want to catch up with and read along with, and have a little list that may take me a while to get through, not necessarily the list but the books. And Dark Hunter series, I'm 3 books behind, 2 ebooks and 1 book, which I'm hoping I can actually read this month. The In Death series, I think I'm only up to book 5. I have the physical book, but the problem with this is I'm less interested in reading the physical book as I am reading an ebook. So this has been sat on my coffee table in my living room for 2 weeks staring at me, and I still haven't read it. So I'm hoping to try and do that soon. And as I said, I think there's like 30 books in this series as well, so like I can't even get any more behind, I think. Although, however, I'm filming this today, which is the 12th, to go up on the Monday the 19th, and I think the newest In Death series book, New York to Dallas, came out today, and so that makes it 31, I think. So really need to get on with this series. I'm telling myself, after I've read the books that I've got on this series, that I may switch to ebook for a while and see how I feel about that. As I mentioned, Lord of the Underworld series, I am 2 books behind. Then I've got the Chicago Vampires series by Chloe Neal, and that's actually 2 books to finishing, I think, or is it 3? Because I can't remember if the 5th book came out or not yet. But either way, that's on my boyfriend's iPad, so I have to pester, annoy and flutter my eyelashes at my boyfriend to get him to leave the iPad at home at some point so I can read the books on there. Then I read the 2nd book in Shannon K. Butcher's Delta Force series, which I think is quite old, and I want to read the 1st and the 3rd book, so I'm going to do that at some point. I might read the 3rd book, then go back and read the 1st book. Then I still have to read the 3rd book in the Skin series by Ava Gray. I've read the 1st book, the 2nd book, and I've just read the 4th book in August, and plan to go back and finish the 3rd book because I was interested, but I was more interested in Gillian Tye's book than I was Skin Heat. Then I'm actually quite behind on the Atlantis series by Eliza Day, I think that's how you say your name, and I can't remember which book actually I have, it's on my Kindle, but I think I'm at least 3 or 4 books behind on that one, and I can't even remember why I stopped reading that series, because I did enjoy it. I mean, it wasn't like blow me away like the Catherine Kitty Cat series or the Dark Fever series, but I did enjoy it, but I don't know. And then I've also got another 2 read-alongs along with Deanna's Lord of the Underworld series, which are both first books in 2 different series. I have Warrior by Zoe Archer, which is part of my Goodreads read-along, and then there's Spider's Bite by, I can't remember because I haven't actually written who wrote it on my little sticky note, which is never good, but I'm sure that's part of Chelsea for Vampire Book Club's read-along, that everybody can vote for which book they want to read during that month. And I was quite pleased because I'd spoken to Julie from Yummy Men and Kick-Ass Chicks about it, and she wasn't sure I'd like it and I wasn't sure I'd like it, so as it being part of a read-along, I was happy that I could, read it. Had an excuse to read it, should I say, sorry. So I've got that on my Kindle as well as Warrior. Because I actually bought all of the Warrior books by Zoe Archer. I think it's something Rose series, I think it is, on Amazon, because they were like all 4 books for like £11 or something a couple of months ago, so I bought that. I've also read and need to review Cypher by Moira Rogers, which is the 4th book in the Acadian series, Archangel's Blade by Neely Sai, which I think is the 4th book, but it could be the 5th book, but I think it's the 4th book, because the anthologies class as a 0.5, don't they, so I don't know. And then Dark Predator by Christine Freehan, which is the 22nd book in that series, so I'm quite happy with that series. Also, I've read Lord of Rage by Jill Munroe, which is I can't remember what the series is called, but it's the 2nd book to Gina Showalter's Lord of the Vampires. That's 4 books by 4 different authors, but within the same family and same realm, which is quite interesting. So I've done quite a lot of reading so far, but my idea is to read 3 of the Dark Hunter books, at least 3 of the In Death books. I have at least 2 to read for September of the Lord of the Underworld series, because I'm not quite sure when Dark Surrender is going to be out in the UK, because I currently can't download it from my pre-order it from my Kindle yet. I'm 2 books, I think, from the Chicago Vampire series. I'm 2 books in the Delta Force series. I am 1 book in the Skin series behind, and I am possibly 4 or more books behind in the Atlantis series, but I have at least 1 of them on my Kindle, so that's like 11 books I've got to read in like a week and a half. Well, technically 2.5 weeks, because this is pre-recorded because I'm going away for a week to visit my mum and her fiancé back up north from my hometown in North Yorkshire, and the only problem with that though is I never know how much reading I'm going to get done and how much blogging I can do, because the internet is a bit slow up there, and by the time I finish spending the day walking around I just want to come home and sleep, not really read. So I'm hoping I can get some posts scheduled to go up for when I'm away, which will be this week you are seeing this video, but that's my plan, to try and read all of those series and all of those 11 books before, I'm not even going to lie, I'm not planning it before I go back to university on the 26th. I'm planning to try and do all these 11 books by the 30th of September, because that's the end of the month and that's my challenge for the month. I have a challenge already set up for October, which is a different one, and hopefully I'll be a bit more prepared and organised and have that